UValleyRadio.net, your concert station. That's Briana Adams with Dance Halls Are Dead. And you know what? The Graff 7A Ranch Dance Barn will be live and kicking tomorrow, Saturday night, because Briana Adams performs tomorrow, 7 p.m. And I got Briana on the phone. What's up?
What's going on, Robert?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to talk to you again. It's been about a year. I think you played last fall at the Graff Ranch, did you not? And I think this is the first time we've talked since then. Did you play spring also, or?
I did. Well, no, it was more summertime.
Okay.
They started doing the steak night.
That's
out
right.
there, and I was there back in July.
Nice. Well, tonight
it's a great time out there.
Tonight is steak night at Graff Ranch, and tomorrow it's you, big full-on show at the in the dance barn. You know what? You've got new music. You got a new EP. It's been a year since I've talked to you. I'm excited to get caught up, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we just played Dance Halls Are Dead, which is not on the new EP, but you've got brand new stuff, right?
I do. Super excited about all this stuff too. It's been a really cool run, seeing how all this has kind of panned out in the last year since we talked. So yeah, it's just been great.
Now, let me say this. I feel like every time now we're on here at UValleyRadio.net, we're on your third single. You know, Dance Halls Are Dead was your second single we played, and now your new one, Belle of the Beer Bash, is the third that we've played. I know you've probably had other ones before that, but I got to say this. They just seem to be getting better and better. Do you feel like you're kind of hitting a stride here?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. Belle of the Beer Bash, the current single that's out right now, actually is a song that I didn't write. It was written by Josh Morningstar and Jada Dreyer, which are some really heavy hitter songwriters. So I was super excited to have the opportunity to record it. But when I heard it, I was like, that is totally me. Like, this is a song that I could sell because it's just right up my alley. And just the way that it turned out in the studio and the production and everything we did with it, it really rounded itself out. And so I'm really proud of this tune. Even though I didn't write it, I'm just really was glad with how it turned out. The whole EP.
You know, as a listener and as a fan, I kind of feel like in that song in particular with Belle of the Beer Bash, I feel like whenever you sing it, you can just hear the sincerity and the truth, you know, and just how it resonates with you. You can hear it in your voice, and you have a great voice, great style. But I think in particular with this song, it really feels like you kind of own it and believe it, like you're living it, you know? Yeah,
for sure. I'm a beer drinking son of a gun. I can tell you that right now.
I love that line about Queen Bee, and it's like, wow, that's awesome, man. It's so fantastic. So as far as the EP goes, let's talk about the new record. Give us a title again on that.
The EP is called One More Highway.
Right.
And that is a track on there, another song that I didn't write, but it's a Ward Davis song. Ward Davis wrote that, and a lady named Rachel Farley. They penned that a few years back, and he's been trying to find somebody to cut the song, and so I heard it, and I thought it was a great tune, and I went with it, and so, yeah, that's where we're at.
So you've got 4 tracks on the EP, and as far as the other tracks go, are any of them written by you, co-written? Where did you get the material overall?
Yeah, so out of the 4 songs, I wrote one. The last song on the EP, that it's called Learn How to Fly. And I've been playing that song for years. I wrote it probably about 6 or 7 years ago when I got home from Nashville. I was actually crashing on some friend's couch for like 2 weeks. And I was staying up there in Music City. And I had a fantastic time. But long story short, I felt like it wasn't for me. It's not Texas. I'll give you that. But I met so many wonderfully talented folks up there. I just didn't feel like that was the scene for me. And so when I got back home, I was kind of like giving myself this mental pep talk. Like, okay, you're not going to move there, but you have to do something here. Like, buckle down and get serious and pursue this as a career. And in that moment, like, these words just started coming to me, and I wrote that song in like 10 minutes. It's just, that's how I was feeling in that moment when I got home. And, you know, it's scary to get out there and follow your dreams because the future is uncertain, but sometimes you just got to make that leap and learn how to fly. So that's the track. That's the name of the track there on the EP. It's called Learn How to Fly.
Well, very good. Again, we're talking to Briana Adams. She's performing tomorrow, Saturday night, Graff 7A Ranch in Hondo, home of the South Texas Maze. They've got the 7-acre maze. They got hay rides. They got a pumpkin patch, all kinds of fun for the kids, and cold beers in the dance barn. And the belle of the beer bash will be Briana Adams performing live. So be sure and get your tickets at graff7aranch.com. Again, the new EP is called One More Highway. Now, the title, you picked that song, the title track, to name the EP. Is that making a statement as far as maybe, getting on the road or looking forward to getting back on the road since we're kind of coming out of the tail end of this pandemic?
I haven't really thought about it that way, but I like that. And yeah, I think you're right. I think that goes for all artists. We're ready to get out there and get back going. I know that I've been slammed up for over probably about a year now. Back in about August. It started about last August. I started pretty much with getting back into full swing, doing my solo acoustic stuff. So yeah, this year has been insanely busy for me, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, I really like that. I haven't thought about that in that way, but yeah, I would say so.
Look at me getting all deep.
It's not really what the song's about, but
right.
It's but I like that your twist on that about how you can look at it that way. So.
Well, I just kind of wonder, with you as musicians, what's that like? You're, songwriting and performing is one thing, but part of it, I think, also is just getting out there, and sharing your music with others. And then when the world locks down, you can't do that. I would think as an artist, that's just very, very frustrating. How did you cope, I guess, during, the hardest parts of the pandemic?
Facebook Live was my best friend.
Yeah.
For sure. And that was just an outlet because you get tired of just sitting at home watching TV or whatever, and it was kind of get you down in the dumps. And it's like sometimes I was at the point where I didn't even want to pick up my guitar. But then I'd get in that mood, be like, I have to do something. And second of all, I was broke. So, that helped. But yeah, and you know what? Every time I did those shows, it just brought me back up because people, they were excited to hear me playing music for them. Even though we weren't in person, they were still, I don't know, it just, people loved it. And I do a weekly show on my Facebook music page. I do a Facebook Live weekly show. It's called Troubadour Tuesday. And it's 2 o'clock every Tuesday, Central Standard Time. So, yeah, so I kind of kept that going just because people loved it so much. So
I can only imagine.
And it helped me get through it too, mentally and financially as well. So
I can only imagine as a performer that, like I said, when the world shuts down and let's be honest, musicians and like people like me, air personalities, DJs, we're kind of type A's that kind of require a certain amount of attention, right? So, you're used to putting yourself out there and getting a little bit of a response. When the world shuts down, you start waning, you start needing, and you need to find a way to get that. So I'm glad that Facebook, I can complain. I can give you a zillion reasons why I hate Facebook. But in that regard, hey, man, way to go, Zuck. We appreciate you, brother.
Right.
So tell me, how have the live shows been going? Are you getting out with the full band? Are you scaling it back? What have the live shows look like here recently? And what are you bringing tomorrow, Saturday night at Graff 7A Ranch?
I would say this year has been a great mix of solo stuff. I do, like I said, 90% of the time I'm playing solo acoustic. But this year I've had probably at least 2 to 3 full band shows a month, which is pretty good on that end. So I would say it's been a great mix of solo shows and full band shows all year long. But tomorrow night, this will be a first run of shows with a pedal steel player.
Ooh.
I'm really excited. Have a new addition to the band. I don't know if he'll be permanent, but when the budget allows, to have that fifth person, we would definitely love to bring him along. So I'm super excited about that. We've got, the regular four-piece band that we normally have, but we do have an addition, which helps because all of my music has pedal steel in it. So we're going to keep it country for y'all for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's cool whenever you can pull it off live, how it sounds on the record. Now, let's talk about the band, especially, and again, not to focus on the pandemic, but I'm sure it was kind of hard to keep doing, first of all, you had to do a lot of solo type acoustic shows during that time because of the capacity things and whatnot. It was just hard for full bands to get out there. How hard was it to keep the band together? Did you have any faces change over time, or have you kept a pretty good core over the last couple of years?
It's been the same guys for the last, I guess we're rolling up on year 3 now.
Wow, very good.
They're their own band, though, too.
Uh-huh.
So they're out of Bastrop. They're called the Watts Brothers Band. And so they're like a power 3-piece. And so when I'm doing solo stuff, they're gigging on the weekends with their own stuff, too. So they've stayed busy, I've stayed busy, and then we get together and jam probably. We'll have shows together, like I said, about maybe 2 to 3 times a month. So, yeah.
That sounds like a great plan. Works out really well for you guys. But, hey, how about this? Is there a contingency plan? What if you get signed, have to go to Nashville, become a huge star? Or the other way around, what if they have to go out and do their thing? Have you guys got a backup plan?
Oh, I've talked to these guys. I love them to death. Jimmy and Dave and Pete, they're fantastic. I think that they would come with.
Very good.
For me. So yeah, they're great guys and they're excellent players. Some of the best. So,
well, man, I'm telling you what, Briana, you sound like you're in great spirits and things are really going well for you this year. Again, we're talking to Briana Adams. She's playing tomorrow, Saturday night, Graff 7A Ranch in Hondo. She's got a brand new EP called One More Highway. We are playing her current single, Belle of the Beer Bash, which is actually just climbing up the charts. Have you been paying attention to the Texas radio stats on that thing?
I have. It was there about the 12th week. We kind of had staggered a little bit, and we were kind of hanging around in one area.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden, boom, we had some stations at it, you being one, and it kind of started shooting it back up again. So we've been hanging around that 50, 58 mark, 60, somewhere around in there. There's several different charts, and so some of them it's in the 50s, some of them are in the 40s, and some of it's stayed around the 60s. So I would say overall, it's the highest charting song that single that I've put out so far. So
yeah, I was going to say this.
That was definitely a milestone for me. So,
yeah, this one definitely does seem to have some momentum. It is a great song, and yeah, there are several charts, but yeah, I'm excited to see you having some success in that regard. And that's not what it's all about, but it's just kind of a nice feather in your hat, to know that
exactly.
These songs are hitting a wider and wider audience as it goes. So as far as the music goes, how has been the response, from your fans? I'm sure you were, because of pandemic, everybody was a little bit dormant. Overall, for those who love you and know you, great response so far in the music, I guess, right?
Oh, absolutely. And just the amount of new fans that I've seen in the last, 6-8 months has been overwhelming as well. I've just noticed that the following that I've started getting at my live shows has gotten, it's cool when people come up, especially, and I was telling you about the Troubadour Tuesday stuff. I live outside of LaGrange, Texas, which is more central, in a little town called Winchester.
Right.
And the other day, I was up in Rockport playing a show, and some lady come up, bought merch, told me how much she enjoyed the show. She's like, I've been watching you on Troubadour Tuesday on your Facebook for a few weeks now, and I was surprised to see you down here. So she came to the show. I have no idea who that person was. So that was really cool. I just noticed little things like that. And I love when people share that with me because it makes, like you said, it kind of makes you keep going. It's like, let's keep doing this. This is good. This is the way it's supposed to be.
And it's nice to know that dark time for us all had a little bit of a silver lining, So very cool, very cool. Well, again, let's talk about the show tomorrow night. Full band experience, pedal steel there. Briana Adams originals, maybe some covers. Give us an idea of what that set is going to look like.
Oh, it's going to be great. So yeah, like you said, all the original stuff will be there. We'll cover anything from the Cranberries to Waylon Jennings.
Wow.
And the guys, they might get really rock and start playing some Tool for you.
Wow.
They're fantastic. Like I said, they're their own band.
Yeah.
So they're a cover band. So those guys, they play. Jimmy's just, the whole band is fantastic. And so they've got a great mix of stuff. So Jimmy will sing a few for you. I'll be singing for y'all. It's going to be a great show, a great mix of music, mostly country, classic rock. Like I said, my original stuff. It's just going to be a great time. So bring your dancing shoes for sure.
Everybody definitely go out and see Briana Adams. I mean, you just got such a remarkable voice. What a cool style. And again, I mean, not just the style of music, but your style of dress. You know, you got that vintage thing going on. You're just a cool chick all the way around, man. So we are excited to have you back in Hondo. And again, just a short drive from here in Uvalde. And again, we're really excited just to be playing your new single. And I'm excited, you know, that it's going so well for you. Let's go and get that new track on. Before that, I guess, real quick, anything in the horizon, maybe any news you want to share that's going to be coming in the next few weeks or months?
Nothing that's really sticking out. I mean, I'm just kind of, riding the roads, playing as much as possible. So be sure to check out my website, brianaadams.com. You can find a schedule for the rest of the year, and it will be sure to check back because there could be some updates in there. Between now and then, go to your Spotify, your Apple Music, your iTunes, wherever you like to stream your music. Check it out, folks. I'd really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, I look forward to seeing y'all down the road.
That's right. Y'all download that stuff. It is all good, and keep it right here on Uvalde Radio to hear her music as well. So let's go and get it on, man. The new single by Briana Adams, Belle of the Beer Bash, and we're going to hear it rocking tomorrow night at Graff Ranch in Hondo. This is UvaldeRadio.net. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Starlight, bar bright, red sand, fire water. Got this thirst, I'm my father's daughter. For discrimination, make it real clear. Got a reputation to pull around here. So hear me up, Scotty. Now drink it down. Watch me drink it. 'Cause I'm the belle of the beer bash, debutante of the drinking class, first lady known for throwing them back. Don't think you're taking this crown. Shot for shot ain't gonna beat me. Show you why they call me Queen Bee. Blue ribbon winning princess of laughs. I'm the belle of the beer bash. Bar food, drunk girls swear they know how to hold their booze till they hold that porcelain throne. Well, they're playing a game they never could win. Pouring one shot, 2, 3 sheets to the wind. I'm just saddling up the only way I know how. I'm so proud to be the belle of the beer bash, debutante of the drinking class, the first lady known for throwing them back. Don't think you're taking this crown. Shot for shot ain't gonna beat me. Show you why they call me Queen Bee. The blue ribbon winning princess of laughs. I'm the belle of the beer bash. Oh yeah. You pick it, and I'll sing it. You pour it, and I'll drink it. The only thing I'm thinking, I think I'm out of one night around. One more round, I got this right. Why? 'Cause I'm the belle of the beer bash, the debutante of the drinking class, the first lady known for throwing them back. You ain't taking this crown. Oh, shot for shot ain't gonna beat me. Show you why they call me Queen Bee. The blue ribbon winning princess of laughs. I'm the belle of the beer bash. Blue ribbon winning princess of laughs. I'm the belle of the beer bash.